All right, Chapter 7, Review Problems, the Normal Probability Distribution. Problem number 1, use the figure to answer the questions that follow. Part A, what is mu? Now mu is the population mean, and in the normal distribution it occurs at the highest peak. So this is happening at the value 7. What is sigma? What is the standard deviation? Now the standard deviation in a normal distribution occurs at the points of inflection. Well, it doesn't occur there. What it is, it's the distance from the points of inflection to the mean. So you can see here that the curve is changing shape. If I can draw this, it's kind of curved up and then it's or down, and then it starts curving up right at this point here. So our sigma is just the distance from 9 to the mean, or 2. So the standard deviation is 2. You could also do that to this point of inflection. So the difference between 7 and 5 is also 2. Now part C, suppose that the area under the normal curve to the left of x equal 10 is 0.9332. Provide 2 interpretations for this area. For part C, I'm going to give you 3 interpretations of this area. We can interpret it 3 different ways: percent, proportion, and probability. In terms of percent, we could say that the percent of values that are less than 10 is 93.32%. In terms of proportion, we could say the proportion of values that are to the left of 10 is 0.9332. So we could look at the graph here, and if I was going to sketch 10 in there and shade the area to the left, the proportion of the shaded proportion there would be 0.9332. And we could also interpret it in terms of probability. We could say that the probability that a randomly selected value is less than 10 is 0.9332, or symbolically, probability x less than 10 is 0.9332. Now for part D, suppose that the area under the normal curve between 5 and 8 is 0.5328. Provide 2 interpretations for this area. So again, we can shade that area. We want the area between 5 and 8. So that's going to be this area right in here. 2 interpretations of that area. I'm going to give you 3. First of all, in percent, the percentage of values between 5 and 8 is 53.28%. In terms of proportion, the proportion of values between 5 and 8 is 0.5332. So the proportion of the area of that physical area of that graph between 5 and 8 is 0.5332. And probability, the probability that a randomly selected value is between 5 and 8 is 0.5332. And again, symbolically, we would say the probability that x is between 5 and 8 is 0.5332.